Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's Toronto Metropolitan Graduate Students Uni session. I am Inini. You know me by now already. So we're going to start with the land acknowledgement, and then I will pass over to Walid, and he's going to talk about all the benefits and the services that we have from their student uni. Um, Let's begin. We are speaking to you from Toronto, Tocago. This city is located in the Dish with One Spoon territory. The Dish with One Spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and the Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. I'm going to share the link in the chat, and so you can learn more about the land acknowledgement if you are not familiar with. I'm going to pass the mic over to Walid. Walid, you want to share the slides?
Thank you so much, Elaine. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Walid Kogali Ali. I'm the General Manager at the Graduate Students Union, TMGSU, and I'm the only staff. So if I get anything wrong, please forgive me. I just started in November of last year. I will be sharing the slide deck, which was put together by Alex Sein, who also is a member of the Creative School. He is a student, he's a postgraduate student. So I will share the slide deck and we'll take questions in the end, and also be sharing some resources in the chat. So we are the official representative body for over 3,200 full-time and part-time graduate students at TMU, Toronto Metropolitan University. We're dedicated to enhancing your graduate experience through advocacy, funding opportunities, essential services, and fostering a vibrant student community. So some of our core services are as follows. The health and dental plan. So we have a comprehensive insurance coverage through Green Shield Canada for medical, dental, vision, and mental health needs. Financial support through travel grants, course union funding, and professional development opportunities to enhance your academic journey. Advocacy and legal, free legal consultations, and dedicated student advocacy services to help navigate university challenges. Adam Asmar is our student advocate. So if you run into any academic challenges, you'll be able to connect with Adam at advocate@tmgsu.ca. Community. We do events in collaboration with community, initiatives and engagement opportunities that connect you with fellow graduate students across disciplines. What's covered in the health and dental plan coverage, and I'll share the link so you can get into more of the details, but prescription medication, dental care, cleanings and fillings, vision care, eye exams and glasses, mental health services, therapy and counseling, travel health insurance. And this is for all full-time and part-time students that are enrolled automatically. And you can opt out with proof of equivalent coverage, or you can add dependents through our website, which I will share that link as well. So what's the course unions? We actually recognize course unions and student groups. And I'll share a link about more of that information. You can see it at the bottom of that slide. It's a detailed description of what the difference between course unions and student groups are. But course unions are more department specific or program specific. Student groups are open to everyone. And we fund social and academic events, collaborative initiatives across departments, supplies, catering, space booking, and honoraria. And you can apply by ensuring that your course union is active and recognized. If there's no course union, but you folks do have one for the creative school. And you can submit a proposal and budget through our new website that's going to be launched soon. And you can also complete a post-event reporting requirement, which will help us better support you in the future. So travel grant funding. So the purpose is to support graduate students presenting or attending academic conferences, seminars, exhibitions, or creative showcases locally and internationally. So what's funded? Airfare, train or bus transportation, conference registration fees, accommodation and travel insurance, and students can receive up to $500 per academic year, subject to available funds. And you must be registered TMU graduate student. You must provide proof of conference registration or abstract acceptance, and the applications are reviewed monthly. So be mindful of when the grants committee meets. We actually had a meeting earlier today and approved about $15,000 in funds to graduate students. So professional development funding is to enhance your career prospects with funding for extracurricular professional development opportunities. And this is really important because we acknowledge that this is an important time to be able to not just identify those gaps in your professional development, but also to learn. And so what you need to do is identify the opportunity. You can submit the application, and you have to attend and document those workshops. So participate in your chosen activity and gather materials for your post-activity report showing how you benefited. So you just don't get the money and that's it. You have to report back on how that money has enhanced your professional development. Okay. Another thing that we do is we do legal aid and student advocacy. So I'll be brief on this, but we have a legal aid service. So it's free confidential legal consultations on challenges that you may have, for example, with your landlord, or if there's tenant disputes, your employment rights, your immigration matters, academic misconduct and appeals. Specifically, Adam Asmar, our advocate, is responsible for that. Contract reviews. And these services are provided by a licensed legal professional. His name is Bill Reed, and you can book online through our website. When it comes to student advocacy, we provide confidential support for students facing challenges within the university system, academic appeal, assistance, supervisor, faculty mediation, university policy navigation, conflict resolution support. So our peer-informed advocacy helps you understand your rights and explore all available options. So we have your back when those matters come up. So how can you get more involved with TMGSU? Well, you can join our committees. We have an equity committee, campaigns, finance, and we are also having an important initiative. It's called Base Funding campaign, and the Livable Base Funding campaign was inspired by the victory at the University of Toronto, where PhD students were able to secure a $40,000 commitment for livable base funding. So working closely with the TMU University to ensure that we set you all up for success by ensuring that we have a base livable commitment from TMU. We have an important PSC Coalition town hall that's happening on Wednesday, October 22nd. It's from 5 to 7. You will see promotional posters. You will get an email from me in your inbox from the manager at TMGSU email account inviting you to that town hall. But we need your active participation if we want to secure a livable base funding commitment for graduate students. We also have opportunities coming up in the fall. We have vacancies for various positions. I'll go that through in the end, but we have one executive position, the Vice President Education Research, and we have 3 other director positions that I will speak to at the end. But the nominations are going to be on October 6th to the 24th. Campaigning will be from the 27th to the 31st, and the voting will be from the 4th to the 6th. And apart from just running elections or voting, I would recommend you attend events. So support our socials. We have an Instagram account. We have a LinkedIn profile. We have various campaigns and wellness initiatives throughout the year. And it's critically important to participate actively. this year we're doing something new. We're going to have an in-person voting pilot on Wednesday, November 5th at the TMU Student Center. So we're just confirming that with the TMU University, but our CRO is Nikki Nivi, and Nikki can be reached at cro@tmgsu.ca in case you want to get more involved in TMGSU at the governance level. So how can you connect with us? You can connect with us through our website that's going to be launched soon, relaunched actually. We've been working on this website over the summer. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can drop by our office. We had temporary office space at the Daphne Coxwell Healthcare Complex. Thanks to the School of Graduate Studies for creating that space for us. But this fall, you can reach me at the Student Center, ground floor at the Membership Services desk. So just ask for Waleed, and I will be there to support you. I'm going to be sharing a link to my scheduler. So if you ever want to have a meeting one-on-one, you will be able to, you can do so. And if you want to connect with us, there's the info@tmgsu email, but also manager@tmgsu.ca. That I usually respond within 24 hours after getting an email. I try my best actually. So we're here for you, making your graduate experience better, more supported, and more connected. And just note that our first year of operation was in 2021. So we are like 3 years old, I guess. No, 4 years old actually, starting this fall. And so we're a new students union, but we hope to support you as much as possible to ensure that your graduate experience is better, more supported, and more connected. And I want to thank my good friend for inviting me to do this orientation. I think that's the last slide deck. And I'll be sharing these resources in the chat briefly, and I'll take questions. Thank you so much. So that's the first thing I'm going to share. Here's the other thing that I'm going to share.
Thank you very much, Waleed.
No worries. I am going to share the health and dental website so that for now, it's going to be moved to our main website, but at least if you will have questions, you can look at this resource. It's right there in the chat. I am going to share, this is just briefly the resource that is in the slide deck that will also be shared, but speaks to graduate course unions and graduate student groups. So you can always explore that at your own time. There's a lot of details there on recognition, on funding, on the distinction between course unions and student groups. And I'm going to share this fall's, the fall elections. So the directors that are available, the positions are the Faculty of Science Director, the Interdisciplinary Studies Director, and the Ted Rogers School of Management Director. The director for the Creative School his name is Alex Sine, and I can connect you with Alex if you have any challenges that you would like addressed. So that's the last thing that I was going to share, and I'll quickly just share a link to my scheduler in case you want to have a meeting. But please note, you're still going to get this email next week when I'll be sending out a newsletter to everyone, so you should receive it in your email. That's it.
That's great. Thank you, Waleed. Also, we're gonna post the slides that Waleed shared with us on our welcome session page shortly after this session, both of this recording as well. So you will have all the information, and then keep eye on your email. Waleed's gonna share other information as well. I see there is a question in the chat. Waleed, can you see the question from the chat? Okay. So there's one from Derek, can you send me a travel grants application for a conference presentation now, even though the conference is only in February?
Yes, the sooner the better.
Great.
Yes. Answer is simply yes. You're welcome, Dirk.
Okay, keep your question coming. Um,
Right.
and you can type in the chat or just feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions directly. I do have a question for you, Waleed.
Mhm.
If I were a international graduate student at a creative school, um, I cannot opt to out of the insurance, correct? Because I'm international. That's mandatory to international students?
So our health and dental plan is basically there's a referendum that was passed by our members to ensure that everyone has coverage. We acknowledge that international students face barriers when it comes to access to uh, health and dental benefits that OHIP has limited coverage, so we wanted to make sure there's extended coverage. So as long as you have a health and dental plan that is um, either of similar benefits or better, you can opt out. Whether
Okay,
you're an
great.
international student or a domestic student, we will refund you that fee. And we're actually trying to reduce that fee. It's pretty high, it's $750. So we're negotiating our health and dental plan provider so that we could bring those fees down. We want to reduce incidental fees because we know the cost of education is pretty high for many graduates, students. And our livable base funding campaign is focused on that. We know the cost of living has gone up. We know there's an affordable housing crisis. So one of the important campaigns we're working on is trying to secure affordable housing for graduate students in the downtown core, close to TMU, so that they're able to live within the community and not have to commute for hours. So that's one of the things that we're also focusing on as part of the livable base funding campaign.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for the work you guys are doing. Um, I see there a question about the process of getting access to health and dental insurance.
Yeah, so as soon as you are assessed a fee in the fall as a graduate student, so incidental fee, your health and dental plan will basically be activated around end of September, if not mid-September. Through Green Shield. So you have a benefits card. So if you're going to get dental work done or you're going to get prescription medication, you can provide that card. And the way it works is they will punch in the code and either give you a huge discount or it's covered universally. You won't have to pay anything. So that benefits card is you can find out more about the benefit cards on the health and dental plan website that I just shared. And there's a lot of information there. And if you have an issue navigating that information, please reach out to me. I'm here to support you to ensure that you're good. Thank you, Elaine, for sharing that as well.
No problem. Um, I actually have another question. You mentioned earlier about the group or program specific groups or student groups. So how many program specific groups that we have for the creative school graduate students? Like, do you know the
We have
programs?
one course union for the creative school, but we have many student groups that come out of members of the creative school or graduate students of the creative school could collaborate with other graduate students and form their own student group. But we're
Okay,
going to be listing all those groups on our website. So if you find a group that you would like to join, you can do so. If not, you can start your own. All you need is about 10 signatures, minimum 10 signatures. I think you should try to get more if you can, and go through the recognition process.
that's great. Thank you. Um, one more question for you. I actually have lots of questions. Um, so you mentioned earlier, you've been working on, getting the housing for graduate students. I know graduate students, they don't have designated housing at TMU. Do you provide any services or assistance to help them to search the housing?
There's some other resources that we will tap into that are not TMU affiliated for now, but we are working on this important project so that there are those official referrals from TMU and TMGSU. So be patient with us. Like I said, we're what, 3 years old, 2021 to 4 years old. Oof. So we're going to get it done. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of support, even from our Dean of Graduate Studies, Professor Carl Kumaradas and Dr. Nancy Walton, and other senior members of the administration. We've met with them, and they're very supportive. So those are things that we hope to work on this fall, so that either you benefit or future graduate students benefit from those offerings.
That's great. Thank you. Um,
And
so let me double.
it'll be nice before, like, just to get everyone to introduce themselves and just to, I know we're only 20 people, so we still have half an hour. I'd love to hear your voices. I'd love to see your faces. I know it's just me and Elaine right now that have our cameras on, but it'd be great to maybe quickly, if folks could just introduce themselves and let us know more about um, how you'd like to get more involved with your graduate students union, that would be greatly appreciated. And I do see Dan uh, starting us off, so thank you, Dan. It'd be great, and maybe just tell us more about uh, why you chose the creative school. I think that's a good question.
Hey, how are you all? Well, I might be a little, actually, can you hear me first? Because
Yep.
this is a 10-year-old laptop and it's barely making it through. This is all really, really rushed for me. I would say 3 weeks ago, I had no idea that I was going to be in Toronto in 5 days. So I'm just absorbing as much as I can in this very quick time. I don't know how I will be involved in the fall. I don't even know what my course schedule is yet, but so I'm just sitting back, listening to everything and trying to keep it all straight. But Doc Media have been making films for a while. Excited to be here. So
Amazing, Dan. Do you want to pass it on to the next person?
I whoever, yeah, jump in. I'm muting my mic. First one to the mic wins.
Thanks for joining, Dan. Thanks. It's very nice to meet you here. And that was a really late admission to you. And then I'm glad you're here.
So I see Cedric next. Go ahead, Cedric.
Yeah, I'll jump in. So yeah, I think as far as getting involved, I just want to attend as many events as I can. And I'm not sure if there's maybe different volunteer opportunities at those events. That could be something I'd be interested in too. Um, and then yeah, as far as the creative school, I'm excited to get started and start playing around with some film materials.
Thank you so much, my friend. In fact, there are volunteer opportunities. We give out good food boxes, which are very popular. In fact, most of our board members and executive got involved in TMGSU because of that program and service. And we're actually collaborating with the undergrads this year, so we could, have a bigger impact. We do know there is food insecurity. One of the amazing uh, programs that we are also collaborating on is the Good Food Center. So you all pay like a small levy for to ensure that the Good Food Center is well resourced, so that you or any of your colleagues, if they need additional fresh fruits, milk, other perishable food, you can access it through the Good Food Center. So there's so many other opportunities for to volunteer with your graduate students union. And I'm going to put my email. Please email me, say, Waleed, it was nice meeting you, and I'd love to get involved, and I'll make sure you're connected with the team so that you're invited to volunteer if you're available.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to do that.
Thank you, Cedric. Who would like to go next?
Great question from Centric. I actually have a question from Centric. The questions, you earlier mentioned about you have some positions that are gonna come out. Are those positions are volunteer or those positions are paid?
Excellent question. So this summer we hired 4 students full-time, 30 hours a week for 2 months. We were able to secure funding from the federal government through the Canada Summer Jobs Program. So we are hoping to create part-time employment opportunities for grads. We know the cost of living is up, so we're doing our very best to make sure that some money goes back into your pockets. So if you're interested in job opportunities, the new website, you're going to get an email, you're going to go check it out, and whatever jobs are available, please apply, right? And when you volunteer, you actually stand out, right? So volunteer, apply for those jobs, gain that experience by working with other members of TMGSU from different disciplines, and contribute to the broader work to ensure that everyone benefits from the advocacy and services offered by your graduate students unit.
That's great. Thank you. I see some question in the chat. There's a question, where will the student groups be posted?
It will be posted on the TMGSU website, but we will be sharing it with TMU through the Career Center or other opportunities. I will be connecting with my good friend here to also share it via email, so it could go out in as many forums as possible, because we want as many, we want to hire the most qualified folks, and we are hoping to ensure that there are more student jobs and more graduate student jobs, not just at TMGSU, but also through the various departments. So that's something that we are going to be advocating for, and we hope to get your support.
Great, thank you. I see another question about travel grant. The grant amount is only available per year, like or term. Which specific requirements? What are the specific requirements? Besides showing the direct connection with your career development.
Those are excellent questions. The grants committee has come up with specific requirements. Specifically what they look at, because there's limited funds, is there an interdisciplinary approach to the application? Is there it's basically certain requirements and a judgment call by the grants committee on whether those funds will have an impact on not just the student, but also on the TMU community, right? So we look at certain factors before allocating the funds, because we have limited funds, but we are hopefully in the future going to allocate more funding for professional development, because we have seen a spike in applications. We actually today, like I said earlier, allocated about $15,000 for professional development. So there are limitations per student, but we are trying to make sure as many students benefit from this fund.
Great, thank you. And earlier you mentioned about the positions, employment positions. Are those through the career boost?
We will look into the career boost. We are primarily putting it on our website and sharing it with faculties to share. But that's a great suggestion, Anna. Thank you so much for that.
Also, feel free to send it over, any employment over to me. I will for
100%
sure
Elaine. I
share
will
with all
forward it
our
to you.
graduates. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Thank you. If you would like to introduce yourself or just say hi, or any pending questions, feel free to do so. If not, we will close the session, and then we will share the recording and then post the slides on the welcome session page. So I will leave for 4 more minutes if anyone wants to jump in, ask last minute question. Walid, you mentioned about the website, and there's an updated website. Do you know when the updated website will be alive?
Gonna confirm that by the end of this week. So we're just
Okay.
switching over domain because it was built on a different platform. So as soon as it's transferred to the new platform, because what we're hoping to do is build an alumni base to support some of our work. So we've moved our website to a nation builder platform. So we could send out newsletters, not just to TMGSU members, but community members. And we want to make sure that, the website actually meets the needs of our members, because we've solicited a lot of feedback about improvements to the website. So it will be launched soon, and it will go out in the newsletter, hopefully before the 26th. That's my personal goal, to try to get out by the 26th. But you will get a link to it, and you will find most of the resources that I talked about on that website.
That's great. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for joining today. And I will look forward to meet everyone in person next week, 27, the social. If you join your individual program orientation, please drop in the social either before or after your program orientation. And I hope I will see you there. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you, Walid, for a great presentation, very resourceful, and also for your team member, Alex, for their great presentation slide. I'm going to stop the recording.